In the previous video, which I have linked in the description, I explained what are the CO records and what are the different series we have that are useful for people who are researching about Singapore's past. In this video, I will be showing you how to search for CO records, especially the original correspondence in NUS libraries. Searching for the CO records in NUS libraries is generally quite straightforward if you know the name and number of the CO series you need. You can use the Singapore Primary Sources Library Guide, which I have linked in the description, to access the different CO records. You can also use the library's Find More system to search for the CO records by the series name. Do remember that when you search using Find More, please leave a space between CO and the series number. However, for the original correspondence CO273, CO1022, and CO1030, getting the files you need is not that simple or easy. However, before I explain why it is so difficult to search for the original correspondence, let's talk about how archival materials are labelled and organised in the UK National Archives, because it will make searching more efficient as you know how the files are organised. As you can see from the table, there are 5 organisation levels for archival materials in the UK. The first level is the repository level, which will tell you where the archival materials are held. For CO records, they are usually held in the UK National Archive. The second level is the fonts or record group. This will tell you which government department the records are from. In our case, CO refers to the Colonial Office. If the files you want are from the Admiralty, it will be ADM. The third level is the series number. This is a number that identifies that particular CO record. For example, CO273 will refer to the original correspondence to the Straits Settlements. The fourth level is the filing or volume level. As most CO series are huge, there are often many volumes within that series, and they are identified by the second set of numbers. The last level is the item or document level. It is the smallest unit, and the numbers point to the actual document or file you need. Now that we have looked at how archival materials are organised in the UK, how then do you read the citation for CO records? For the purpose of this video, let's look at this CO citation, CO273, 542, 2, Children Ordinance 1927, and break it down. CO refers to the Colonial Office and it represents where the file comes from. 273 is the series number, 547 is the volume number, 2 is the actual document number, and Children Ordinance 1927 is the title of the document. This would also be how you will cite the CO records if you use them in your research. Earlier in this video, I mentioned that searching the original correspondence is not easy. The reason is because the original correspondence have many documents in them and they are arranged haphazardly. The solution to this would be to use the index to British Colonial Office files pertaining to British Malaya, or what we usually call the Kratoska Index. As the name suggests, it is an index that indexes all the documents in CO273, 1022, and 1030. NUS Libraries has both the hard copy and the soft copy. The links to both can be found in the description below. The Kratoska Index comprises of 2 sections. The first is the file list, which lists sequentially the different items in a particular volume. It is useful for finding out where the item is located in that volume since the documents are not arranged in sequential order. The second is the index. It is essentially a book index where you use keywords to search. This is useful if you want to know if you can find documents you want. The Kratoska Index consists of 12 volumes, which states whether it is a file or an index, along with the time period and keywords it covers. It is important to use the correct volume when you do your search. Before I demonstrate how to search for the original correspondence, let us briefly talk about the basic workflow first. First, you need to have a topic in mind before you search and generate some keywords associated with the topic. Next, Get the correct volume of the Kratoska Index to start your search. As mentioned earlier, the link to both the physical and e-copy can be found in the description below. Search the index using keywords, and once you have located the file you want, take note of the volume number and the document number of the file. You will need it when you are searching for the actual file. Once you have taken note of the volume number and document number, search for the CO series you want using Find More. Find the correct volume and locate the file you want by using the document number. You can, if you want, use the file list to locate where the file is in relation in the volume. To show you how to use the Kratoska Index to find documents in the original correspondence, I will be searching for a document that was written before 1919 and dealt with the issue of prisoners in Borneo in CO273. So the first thing I would do would be to come up with some keywords when I'm using the Kratoska Index. The keyword that I came up with is prisoners. Once you have generated your keywords, it is now time to use the Kratoska Index. For today's video, I will be using the online copy of the Kratoska Index, but the same principle applies for the hard copy. As mentioned earlier, the link to both copies can be found in the description below. I am using volume 8 of the Kratoska Index because if you look at the content page, volume 8 covers the period of 1901 to 1919 and from PK to Zurich, which means that the keyword prisoners is inside the volume. Now, search for the keyword in volume 8. I found the document I want. It is titled Prisoners from Borneo. Now, take note of the volume number and the document number. For this document, the volume number is 275 and the document number is 6871. Next, head to the library portal and search for CO273 in Find More. Click on the link titled Straits Settlements Original Correspondence CO273 and then click on the link National Archives Colonial Papers. You may need to use your Newsnet ID to log in if you have not done it before. Search for the volume you need. For the document we wanted, it is in volume 275. Click on CO273/275 to download the PDF. Search for the document using the document number 6871. Here is the document. You will notice that for each new set of document or file, the document number is written or printed at the top of the file. Do remember that the documents are not arranged sequentially based on their document number, so you may need to be a bit more patient when using the Kratoska Index. And this is how you use the Kratoska Index to search for original correspondence. I hope that this video has been useful in helping you figure out how to use the Kratoska Index to search for original correspondence in the CO records. Please visit our Singapore Primary Sources Library Guide if you want to find out more about the CO records. You can also drop us an email at uskalib@nus.edu.sg if you need further assistance.